one of the things for ladies with irregular periods or oligomenorrhea is that it becomes very stressful for them to try and work out how it is, and that I think just complicates the whole issue in terms of you know tracking. For some ladies very easy. If they have a 28 or 30-day cycle and it's very consistent, they can pretty well mark on the calendar their ovulation day and pick a fertile window around that. For ladies who have quite erratic cycles, they have no idea whether they're going to be ovulating a little bit earlier or normal sort of time or average time or much longer than that. So there's a cost involved in terms of those extra monitorings of urine testing that they have to do. But I think also emotionally it's quite challenging because the partner gets drawn into this as well, and people are juggling their working lives and their home lives, and in the middle of that they're trying to work out when the that day is, and it's stand by your beds and hope for the best on that particular occasion. And I think I've had lots of conversations over the years with couples to try and just step back a little bit from that. I mean, it's difficult if you have very irregular cycles. You want to try and target it, and that's the right thing to do. But it can become the sort of focus of everything in that couple's life, and I think that in itself that can cause issues. It can cause problems with relationships and increase stress levels. So I think again, it's in that kind of couple from a medical perspective. I would be keen on trying to understand and help them in terms of trying to confirm or refute whether ovulation is occurring. And in that sort of situation, I'd be more than happy to start investigating that sooner than the arbitrary 12 months that we discussed in terms of allowing an appropriate amount of time, because I think it is very wearing, and it almost removes some of the romance from the scenario, which should have some of that left in it and not just left to a timing exercise. But it's unfortunate because of the short duration that an oocyte lives post ovulation. You have to try and target it, and if ladies have no real clue when that's going to be at the beginning of any one menstrual cycle, then it's difficult and it's challenging, and I think we have to support them through that pathway as well. And as I say, perhaps try and confirm if ovulation has occurred. That may mean several blood tests in different stages of the menstrual cycle to try and capture that ovulatory blood level. But I think again it's helpful for couples to know. And then sometimes I've said to them, look, you know what, why don't you have 2 or 3 months where you're not using ovulation prediction kits, and let's make it that your ovulation window, let's broaden that out a little bit, and let's say, look, if you have intercourse twice a week covering those weeks, then you're going to cover your potentially fertile period. But rather than having to do urine sticks all the time, just ease back for a few months, de-stress away from that, and see whether Mother Nature helps you out, because I think people get awfully stressed about it, and I understand that it is very stressful, but sometimes I think that's not helpful. So sometimes we can help by perhaps just widening, as I say, widening that window and just saying, look, why don't you have a few months where you have a slightly more relaxed plan about this, and then if you're not lucky, we take it forward and we move forward down that infertility pathway.